There comes a moment in everyone's life when everything seems to fall apart. The dreams you've worked for, the plans you've made, suddenly feel meaningless, like they're slipping through your fingers. You wonder if God has forgotten about you, if the path you're walking on will ever lead to peace. But what if I told you, right now, where you are, in this very moment of confusion and pain, God is writing a better plan for you than you could ever imagine? That the very things you've lost are just pieces of the bigger picture, a picture far more beautiful than you could ever see with your eyes alone. This message is for you. If you're struggling with disappointment, feeling like life has knocked you down one too many times, this story is for you. It's for anyone who has ever faced rejection, loss, or fear of the unknown. It's for anyone who feels like the weight of the world is too much to carry. God has a better plan for you. No matter how lost you feel, no matter how broken you think you are, there is hope, there is restoration, and there is purpose. Let me tell you a story. It's the story of a man named Joseph. He was young, full of dreams and ambition, the favored son of his father. He had a future ahead of him, a future full of promise. But that dream, that life, was torn from him in an instant. His brothers, jealous of the love his father had for him, sold him into slavery. Can you imagine what that must have felt like? Betrayed by your own family, taken from everything you knew. Joseph's world was shattered. But what he didn't know in that moment, what he couldn't see in his pain was that God was at work, preparing him for something far greater than he could ever have imagined. Joseph spent years in hardship in a foreign land, experiencing everything from false accusations to imprisonment. It was easy to think that God had abandoned him, that his dreams were dead, that he would never rise again. But God had a plan, a better plan. Sometimes, life takes a turn that we never saw coming. Dreams fade, and we face situations that don't make sense. But we have to remember, God's timing is different from ours. His understanding is beyond ours. And in the silence, in the moments when we feel alone, God is working in ways we cannot see. There is a beauty in the waiting. It's in the struggle that we grow. It's in the darkness that we find our light. And though it seems like things are falling apart, God is building something incredible. Joseph didn't understand it at first, but when he was finally elevated to a position of power, second only to Pharaoh, he could look back and see how God had woven together every moment of his journey, every heartache, every loss, every setback into a masterpiece. In your life, too, God is at work. In the moments you feel least prepared, least capable, God is shaping you for something greater. Every tear you shed, every battle you fought, is part of a bigger story, a story of redemption, growth, and grace. There will come a moment when you will see it, when your heart will open, and you will realize that everything you thought you lost was never really gone. It was simply being replaced with something better. God doesn't waste pain. He doesn't waste seasons of struggle. He's using those moments to refine you, to prepare you for what's next. Joseph's brothers, the ones who betrayed him, came to him years later in need of food during a famine. They didn't recognize him, but Joseph recognized them. And when he finally revealed who he was, he forgave them, not out of weakness, but out of strength. He understood that everything he had been through, every trial, every heartbreak had led him to this moment. He said to them, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." God's plan for you is bigger than your pain. It's bigger than your disappointments. He is preparing you for something that will bring glory to His name and good to your life in ways you can't yet imagine. I want you to hear this. God has not forgotten about you. He has a plan for your life, and is a plan filled with hope, redemption, and a future that's more beautiful than you could ever dream. In your moments of despair, in your seasons of waiting, remember that He is working. Your story is not over. So, take a deep breath. Trust the process. Lean into the love of a God who sees you, knows you, and is crafting a beautiful story from the ashes of your past. What you're going through right now, it's not the end. It's the beginning of something new. And one day, when you look back, you'll see how every tear, every trial, Every moment of doubt was part of God's greater plan. Keep going, keep trusting, because the best is yet to come.